Listen to part of a lecture in a zoology class. The professor is talking about birds.
Whether killed for food, kept as pets, or worshipped as gods, birds have had an intimate relationship with humans for millennia. English is rich in language related to our feathered friends. Consider she's a wise old bird, or the online service Twitter, a word for the avian equivalent of chat. But many expressions are insulting, like bird-brained. Today, I'd like to focus on 3 relatively common birds that are rewriting our perceptions of avian intelligence. Currently, there are more than 10,000 avian species alive, but only a very few that make tools. 2 of these are the New Caledonian crow and the palm cockatoo. The western jay scrub isn't a tool maker, but its behavior has provided evidence that jays, like humans and only humans, possess a theory of mind. New Caledonian crows, which inhabit 2 small islands in the South Pacific, flush out insects with a hooked tool that they make from dead plant material found on the forest floor. In one experiment, 2 captive birds were given straight wires instead of wood. One crow repeatedly bent hers to create a hook. This suggests that crows adjust their behavior to the demands of a specific task and do not merely follow a set of learned or instinctive actions. The palm cockatoo is even more extraordinary. Found in rainforests and woodlands of New Guinea and northeastern Australia, it's large, black, and distinctive. Like all birds, it changes its feathers one by one each year, growing brighter feathers for the breeding season. By the way, feathers are an amazing innovation. I mean, if a bat's wing is damaged, no part of it regrows, and if the injury is bad enough, the poor bat dies. However, birds repair their wings by regrowing feathers. Anyway, the palm cockatoo also has a unique beak. The upper and lower mandibles don't entirely meet, so the tongue can hold a nut against the upper mandible while the lower one works to open it. This means palm cockatoos can eat nuts with hard shells. The cockatoo's nut cracking is skillful and intriguing. The male palm cockatoo also uses his beak to wrench off long seed pods, or thick sticks, 2.5 centimeters in diameter, from living trees. From June to September, he flies around, drumming with his stick against hollow boughs, perhaps to attract mates or to alert other males to his territory. The noise is so loud it can be heard up to 100 meters away. After drumming, the male may strip the stick into pieces to line the hollow for a nest. A third theory holds that female palm cockatoos may assess the size of a hollow by the resonance of the drumming. A suitable cavity needs to be large enough to last several years. Palm cockatoos lay 1 egg every second year, having one of the lowest breeding rates of any parrot. However, they can breed late in life and live a long time. Recently, 1 cockatoo reproduced at the age of 50. Many have survived until 90. Aside from their drumming and longevity, palm cockatoos do not fly in flocks and produce an array of complex calls. The western scrub jay poses an interesting question. Do birds project their own experience onto another bird's in what is known by psychologists as the theory of mind? The answer seems to be yes. Just a decade ago, no scientist would have believed this. In experiments, scrub jays who have stolen another bird's food and have been observed hiding that food are more likely to move their own food to another site than if they haven't been observed. The jays are using memories of past experience to prepare for their future. Okay, let's say there's a busy road and blackbirds nest nearby. Well, the birds learn when to fly down onto that road to pick up food, and when to fly away to avoid traffic. But this response is to one variable only, traffic, and it doesn't suggest planning or interpreting motive. The jays that change location of their stockpiles have figured out that if they don't do so, another thieving jay will come along and take their supply. They're interpreting the future in a more cunning way than a bird that's dodging cars. No one knows how these three different birds acquired their aptitudes. Research hasn't been done into the anatomy of their brains. But whatever else, they're certainly not bird-brained.